Don't quit right before it gets good. Introduction. You're closer than you think. You're tired because you're close. Don't stop now. Those words might hit you like a spark in the dark, lighting up something deep inside. Have you ever felt like you're pouring everything you've got into a dream, a goal, or a journey, only to wonder if it's all for nothing? Maybe you're exhausted, doubting yourself, and ready to throw in the towel. But here's the truth. You might be at the 90% mark, just inches away from the breakthrough you've been working toward. Most people quit right before it gets good, and today, we're here to make sure that's not you. Life has a funny way of testing us. It pushes us to our limits, makes us question our strength, and then, just when we're about to give up, delivers the moment we've been waiting for. That moment when everything clicks, when the hard work pays off, when the finish line comes into view. This journey we're about to take together is all about recognizing that you're closer than you think. We'll explore why so many give up at 90%, how to push through the toughest moments, and how to trust that the good stuff is just around the corner. So take a deep breath, let that spark ignite your hope, and let's keep going, because you're almost there. Section 1. The 90% Trap. Why we quit too soon. Picture this. You're running a marathon. Your legs are burning, your lungs are screaming, and the finish line is nowhere in sight. You're at mile 23, and every fiber of your being is begging you to stop. What you don't know is that the finish line is just around the bend, less than a mile away. If you quit now, you'll never know how close you were. That's the 90% trap. The moment when you're so close to success, but feel so far away that giving up seems like the only option. Why do we fall into this trap? It's because the hardest part of any journey often comes right before the breakthrough. Think about it. When you're learning a new skill, the early days are exciting. You're making progress, seeing results, riding the wave of enthusiasm. But then you hit a plateau. The progress slows, the doubts creep in, and suddenly it feels like you're stuck. That's when most people quit. They don't realize that this struggle is a sign they're on the verge of something big. Psychologists call this the valley of despair. It's that low point where the initial excitement has faded and the goal feels impossibly far away. But here's the secret. That valley is where the magic happens. It's where you build resilience, grit, and the kind of strength that carries you to the finish line. The 90% trap isn't a sign you're failing. It's a sign you're almost there. Let's take a moment to reflect. Think about a time when you gave up on something, a project, a hobby, a dream. What if you had kept going just a little longer? Maybe you were closer than you thought. Now imagine the opposite, a time when you pushed through the doubt and came out the other side. Maybe it was finishing a tough assignment, sticking with a workout plan, or mending a relationship. How did it feel to break through? That's the feeling we're chasing. The moment when you realize you didn't quit and it was all worth it. So, the next time you feel like giving up, remind yourself, you're tired because you're close. Don't stop now. The good stuff is waiting, and you're stronger than you know. Section 2. The Science of Perseverance. Let's dive into why pushing through matters, not just for your goals, but for your brain and body. Science tells us that perseverance isn't just about willpower. It's about how your mind and body respond to challenge. When you keep going, even when it's hard, you're rewiring your brain for success. First, let's talk about your brain. Every time you push through a tough moment, you're strengthening neural pathways associated with resilience. It's like building a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Studies show that people who practice perseverance develop a stronger prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for decision-making and self-control. That means the more you keep going, the easier it becomes to keep going. Your body gets in on the action too. When you're stressed or exhausted, your body releases cortisol, which can make you feel overwhelmed. But when you push through with small intentional steps, you trigger the release of dopamine, the feel-good chemical that rewards effort. That's why even a tiny win, like finishing one more task or taking one more step, can give you a burst of energy and motivation. It's your body saying, keep going. You've got this. There's also something called the growth mindset, a term coined by psychologist Carol Dweck. People with a growth mindset believe that effort leads to improvement, even when things feel hard. They see challenges as opportunities, not roadblocks. And here's the exciting part. You can cultivate this mindset. Every time you choose to keep going instead of quitting, you're training yourself to see setbacks as stepping stones. You're telling yourself, I'm not there yet, but I'm getting closer. So when you're in that 90% trap, feeling like you can't go on, remember this. Your brain and body are built to help you succeed. Every step you take, no matter how small, is rewiring you for resilience, rewarding you with dopamine, and moving you closer to the breakthrough. You're tired because you're close. Don't stop now. Section 3. Recognizing the signs you're almost there. One of the trickiest things about the 90% trap is that it feels like failure. The doubt, the exhaustion, the frustration, they all scream, give up. But what if those feelings are actually signs that you're on the brink of something amazing? Let's talk about how to recognize when you're almost there so you can keep pushing forward. Sign 1. Everything feels harder than ever. When you're close to a breakthrough, the resistance often ramps up. It's like the universe is testing your commitment. Maybe your project isn't coming together as planned, or you're hitting unexpected obstacles. That intensity isn't a sign to quit. It's a signal that you're in the final stretch. Think of it like the last rep in a workout. It's the hardest, but it's also the one that builds the most strength. Sign 2. You're doubting yourself. Self-doubt is a sneaky companion at the 90% mark. You might start questioning your abilities, your choices, or even your worth. But here's the thing. Doubt doesn't mean you're failing. It means you care deeply about what you're doing. If you didn't care, you wouldn't be questioning yourself. Use that doubt as fuel. Let it remind you how much this matters to you. Sign 3. You're tired. Exhaustion is a classic sign you're close. You've been pouring your heart and soul into this, and your energy is running low. But tiredness isn't a reason to stop. It's a reason to rest strategically and keep going. Think of it like a car low on gas. You don't abandon the journey. You refuel and drive on. We'll talk more about rest later, but for now, know that feeling tired means you've been giving it your all. Sign 4. Small wins are piling up. Even when the big goal feels far away, look for the little victories. Maybe you're getting better at a skill, receiving positive feedback, or noticing small improvements. Those wins are breadcrumbs leading you to the finish line. Celebrate them. They're proof you're moving in the right direction. Sign 5. You feel a pull to keep going. Deep down, there's a quiet voice that refuses to let you quit. It's that flicker of hope, that gut feeling that says, just a little longer. Listen to it. That voice knows something your tired mind might not. You're closer than you think. When you notice these signs, take a moment to pause and reflect. You're not stuck. You're on the cusp. You're tired because you're close. Don't stop now. Section 4. Strategies to keep going. Okay, so you're in the 90% trap and you know you're close. But how do you keep going when every step feels like wading through mud? Here are some practical strategies to help you push through, stay motivated, and reach that breakthrough. 1. Break it down. Big goals can feel overwhelming, especially when you're tired. Break your goal into tiny, manageable steps. Instead of focusing on finish the project, focus on write one paragraph or make one phone call. Each small step is a victory, and those victories add up. Before you know it, you're across the finish line. 2. Rest, don't quit. Rest is your secret weapon. It's not about stopping, it's about recharging so you can keep going stronger. Take a nap, go for a walk, or spend an hour doing something you love. Even a short break can give you the clarity and energy to push forward. Remember, you're not abandoning your goal, you're giving yourself the fuel to reach it. 3. Find your why. Reconnect with the reason you started. Why does this goal matter to you? Maybe it's about providing for your family, expressing your creativity, or making a difference in the world. Write down your why and keep it somewhere you can see it. When the going gets tough, that why will pull you through. 4. Lean on your people. You don't have to do this alone. Reach out to a friend, mentor, or colleague who believes in you. Share your struggles, celebrate your wins, or just ask for a pep talk. Sometimes a kind word or a fresh perspective can make all the difference. Your community is your strength. 5. Visualize the win. Close your eyes and picture yourself crossing the finish line. Imagine how it'll feel when you achieve your goal, the pride, the relief, the joy. Let that image fuel you. Visualization isn't just daydreaming. It's a powerful tool that primes your brain for success. 6. Track your progress. Sometimes we forget how far we've come. Keep a journal or a simple list of your achievements, no matter how small. Look back at where you started and see how much ground you've covered. That perspective can give you the boost you need to keep going. These strategies aren't about forcing yourself to grind through exhaustion. They're about working smarter, staying connected to your purpose, and giving yourself the grace to keep moving forward. You're tired because you're close. Don't stop now. Section 5. Stories of breakthroughs. Nothing inspires us like real stories of people who didn't quit right before it got good. Let's meet a few folks who pushed through the 90% trap and found their breakthrough on the other side. First, there's Elena, a writer who spent years working on her novel. She'd written hundreds of pages, but the story wasn't coming together, and she was ready to give up. One night, exhausted and frustrated, she almost deleted her manuscript. Instead, she took a week off to rest and reflect. When she came back, she saw her story with fresh eyes and realized it just needed a few tweaks. 6 months later, her novel was published to glowing reviews. That break didn't just save her book, it saved her dream. Then there's Marcus, a small business owner who launched a coffee shop during a tough economy. For months, he barely broke even, and he was ready to close the doors. But his regulars kept showing up, telling him how much his shop meant to them. Inspired, Marcus kept going, tweaking his menu and hosting community events. One day, a local influencer posted about his shop, and overnight, business boomed. He was at 90 cents, and he didn't even know it. And let's not forget Priya, a marathon runner who hit the wall at mile 20 during her first race. Her legs felt like lead, and she wanted to quit. But she remembered her training and focused on one step at a time. With the crowd cheering her on, she crossed the finish line, tears streaming down her face. That moment taught her that the hardest part is often the sign you're almost there. These stories remind us that breakthroughs often come when we least expect them. Elena, Marcus, and Priya didn't know they were at 90%, but they kept going, and that made all the difference. Your breakthrough is waiting too. Don't stop now. Section 6. Reframing failure as feedback. One of the biggest reasons we quit at 90% is fear of failure. We think, if I don't succeed, I'm a failure. But what if we reframe failure as feedback? Every setback, every mistake, every moment that feels like a dead end is actually a lesson pointing you towards success. Think about some of the most successful people in the world. They didn't get there by avoiding failure. They got there by learning from it. Thomas Edison famously said he didn't fail 10,000 times while inventing the light bulb. He found 10,000 ways that didn't work. Each failure brought him closer to the solution. You're doing the same thing every time you keep going. When something doesn't work out, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Maybe you pitched a project and got rejected. Use that feedback to refine your approach. Maybe you tried a new skill and struggled. Use that struggle to identify what you need to practice. Failure isn't the end. It's a map to your next step. Reframing failure also helps you stay kind to yourself. Instead of beating yourself up for not being perfect, celebrate your courage for trying. You're out there, taking risks, chasing dreams. That's something to be proud of. Every step, even the wobbly ones, is moving you closer to your goal. So the next time you hit a setback, take a deep breath and say, this is feedback, not failure. Let it guide you, not stop you. You're tired because you're close. Don't stop now. Section 7. The power of rest and perseverance. We've talked about rest before, but it's worth revisiting because it's a game changer when you're pushing through the 90% trap. Rest doesn't mean quitting. It means giving yourself the space to recharge so you can come back stronger. Think of yourself as a phone battery. When you're running low, you don't throw the phone away. You plug it in. Rest is your charger. It could be a nap, a walk in nature, or a night of binge watching your favorite show. Whatever it is, it's not a detour from your goal. It's a pit stop that gets you there faster. Rest also helps you gain perspective. When you're in the thick of a challenge, it's easy to lose sight of the big picture. Stepping back gives you clarity, helping you see solutions you might have missed. It's like stepping out of a foggy forest. you suddenly see the path ahead. Try this. Schedule a rest break right now. Block off 10 minutes, an hour, or a day, whatever you can manage. Use that time to do something that feels good, not productive. When you come back, you'll be surprised at how much clearer and stronger you feel. Rest is your ally, not your enemy. It's the fuel that keeps you going when the road gets tough. You're tired because you're close. Don't stop now. Just rest and then keep going. Section 8. Building resilience for the long haul. Perseverance isn't just about getting through one tough moment. It's about building resilience for the long haul. Life is full of 90% traps, and the more resilient you are, the easier it is to keep going. Here's how to strengthen your resilience muscle. 1. Practice self-compassion. Be your own biggest cheerleader. When things get hard, talk to yourself the way you talk to a friend. Instead of "I'm failing," try "I'm doing my best," and that's enough. Self-compassion keeps you grounded and hopeful, even in the toughest moments. 2. Celebrate progress. Every step forward is worth celebrating, no matter how small. Did you show up today, even when it was hard? That's a win. Did you learn something new, even if it wasn't perfect? That's a win. Keep a win jar where you write down your achievements and read them when you need a boost. 3. Build a routine. Resilience thrives on consistency. Create a routine that supports your well-being. Maybe it's morning meditation, a daily walk, or journaling before bed. These habits anchor you, giving you strength to face challenges. 4. Stay connected. Resilience isn't a solo sport. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. Share your goals, your struggles, and your wins. Their support will remind you that you're not alone, and their encouragement will keep you going. 5. Keep learning. Every challenge is a chance to grow. Ask yourself, what's this teaching me? Maybe it's patience, adaptability, or courage. Each lesson makes you stronger, ready for the next 90% trap you encounter. Resilience is like a muscle. You build it by using it. Every time you push through, rest strategically, or learn from a setback, you're getting stronger. You're preparing yourself for a life of breakthroughs, big and small. Section 9. The joy of the breakthrough. Let's talk about the moment you've been working toward, the breakthrough. It's that moment when everything clicks, when the hard work pays off, when you realize you didn't quit, and it was worth it. There's nothing quite like it. The pride, the relief, the sheer joy of knowing you made it through. Breakthroughs come in all shapes and sizes. Maybe it's landing your dream job, finishing a project, or simply feeling at peace with yourself. Whatever it is, it's a moment to savor. It's proof that you're capable of more than you ever imagined. And here's the beautiful thing. Every breakthrough leads to new possibilities. It's not just about reaching the goal. It's about who you become along the way. You're stronger, wiser, more confident. You've learned to trust yourself, to rest when you need to keep going when it's hard. That's the real victory. So when you reach your breakthrough, take a moment to celebrate. Dance, laugh, cry, call a friend. Do whatever feels right. You've earned it. And then get ready for the next adventure, because life is full of 90% traps, and now you know how to conquer them. Conclusion. Keep going. It's about to get good. You're tired because you're close. Don't stop now. Those words are your mantra, your reminder that the breakthrough is just around the corner. You've got the strength, the resilience, and the heart to keep going. You've learned to recognize the signs of the 90% trap, to rest without quitting, to reframe failure as feedback, and to celebrate every step forward. This journey isn't just about reaching your goal. It's about becoming the person who can. It's about trusting yourself, honoring your needs, and believing in the magic of perseverance. You're not just chasing a dream. You're building a life that's rich, meaningful, and full of possibility. So, take a deep breath, give yourself a high five, and keep going. The good stuff is waiting, and you're closer than you think. Don't quit right before it gets good. You've got this, and the world can't wait to see you shine.